All right, I'll put it down. Okay, so I've been on a mission to use my phone less often, or at least to use it more intentionally, because I love the tools that it provides me, but it also can come with a cost, and this is nothing new. And based off my screen time and the occasional inability to set my phone down when I need to get to work, it's just become obvious that I need more responsible screen time usage with my phone. I've tried a lot of methods, including using the screen time restrictions, putting do not disturb on all of the time, just not using it before bed, and so much more. But ultimately, these are all band-aids. So I figured realistically, maybe I need a physical change and not just a software change. Maybe a smaller, simpler, less big and distracting phone would be what I need to just use my phone a little bit more responsibly. So after a lot of rumors, Apple came out with the iPhone 12 mini, and it was exactly what I was looking for. A small, compact phone, just with a great camera, so I can still take awesome pictures. I've never distracted myself by pulling out the camera and taking pictures of things. So I'd be happy with a good camera, but otherwise a small phone that's just less distracting, I thought would just help me to have my phone be a less central part of my life and more of just a periphery and an accessory. So is that the case? Yes and no, and we'll talk about all of that in this video presented by Morning Brew, the actually free service that you can just sign up for and get amazing daily news right in your email. Free and relevant and handpicked. Let's get started. So here's where I found that it actually does help having the iPhone 12 mini, and for that, I'm gonna pull out the iPhone 12 Pro. It's got a better finish on the back. I definitely like that better. But this phone, as you can tell, is dramatically bigger than the iPhone 12 mini. And this is just the Pro. This isn't the Pro Max. The Pro Max is huge. Like, I don't have another frame of reference. I never use Pro or Max or Plus size smartphones from Apple. The one time I did was the iPhone XS Max, and when I used that for a month straight, I was super impressed by how enjoyable it was using that. Everything from browsing the web to email to watching videos, texting, using the keyboard in general was just so much better on a big phone, and I never really wanted to put it down. It was just really, really enjoyable. And at the time, the iPhone XS was its like little brother, its little sibling, little sister, whatever, and that was a less addicting phone, I guess, in one sense, just because it was smaller and a little bit less obtrusive, and the physical size did help. And so similarly with these two phones, just having the smaller phone does make it a little bit less obtrusive. It does fit into more pockets, does fit into more bags, more cup holders in cars and stuff. So it can be out of the way more often, and it can just not be in my hand, which I really like, and does just physically take up less space in my environment. And all these factors do help me to use the phone a little bit less. However, physical size, just the dimensions of the phone, is less important than the next feature. Now, before we get to the second feature, one practical tip for better using your phone would be to ditch the morning social media scrolling, the email binging, the news app, and Google searching, and replace it with Morning Brew, the free Monday through Saturday daily newsletter that's witty, it's relevant, it's informative, and it gets you caught up on business, finance, and tech news in just 5 minutes to start the morning. It'll give you updates on the stock market, marketing news, major international news, anything in the social media world, and just other important information for you. It doesn't give you any more information than you need, but it does provide hyperlinks and images and charts, so if you want to further research something or just save it to view later, you can just click on a link and view it later or view it now. It's been able to replace a lot of streams of information for me in the mornings, and it's an easy recommendation. There's no catch, there's no cost, and it takes 10 seconds to sign up, maybe less, using the link in the description. Let me know how long it took you to sign up with your email down in the description. Make sure to check out Morning Brew. The next feature is all about the user experience, the design, the flow, the user interface, just the general vibe of using the phone. And that is what this does so well, and this does so well. They both do equally so well that having the physically smaller dimensions of the phone just doesn't matter when the phone is this well optimized. So ever since the iPhone 10, iPhones have been so sleek, so smooth, so polished that it doesn't matter the form factor. The side-to-side gestures and the multitasking, swiping up and down, it's all so buttery smooth, intuitive, and honestly just well designed. It is a great way of navigating the phone. And this is abundantly clear by the fact that pretty much every other manufacturer out there now provides these same or very similar gestures on their phone. You can get it on Android, you can get it on iPhone, you can get it anywhere. Now, Apple didn't create this kind of navigation predated them many years on the mobile operating system, but with a lot of other things, they made it popular and they made it accessible. And just navigating these phones is so sleek, smooth, polished. Here's a concrete example of that. Try using Instagram.com versus the Instagram app. You know what I mean? I went a couple months without using the Instagram app, and then I went back to it, and I was just suckered in instantly. The infinite scrolling, the never-ending ability to recommend something new, all of the tabs, all of the animations, all of the transitions, all these things are so well designed, so buttery smooth, so intuitive, and just so good that it just locks you in there. And it really, really does an awesome job and a really optimized job of keeping you in the app and using it because it really is so good. So that's how I feel about these phones in general. It's like using Instagram's app instead of Instagram.com. I wish using my phone was more like Instagram.com, where it just wasn't as feature packed. I can't play as many videos. I can't do a lot of these things. I guess I'm kind of asking for a dumb phone just with iMessage and like the Audible app and a good camera. And I can probably turn my phone into a dumb phone like that. But that's, I think, the most important factor, just how well Apple has designed this phone with iOS 14 to keep you locked in, to have a really smooth, buttery experience, and this phone does that well. And because of that, it's gonna keep you locked in. So what's the real solution if I'm trying to use my phone less often? Something like this is part of the solution. So this is the iPhone SE, the second generation of it, and it has the fingerprint button, which is honestly much better with mask season, just having the physical home button, but also the interactions and the design just isn't as smooth as on the iPhone 10 style phones with all the swipes and the gestures getting around and navigating the devices. And I did notice when I switched to something like the iPhone SE with its bigger, bulkier bezels and just it's not as streamlined as a user experience as the iPhone 12, that I did use it a little bit less often, and I was just less tempted to use it. Although it is a physically bigger phone, as you can see it's a little bit taller, the screen is smaller on the iPhone SE because of those bigger bezels. And smaller screen is better, I think. Like we talked about smaller footprint, I think smaller screen is more important than smaller footprint. And then there are practical things that you can do in the settings. I turned off animations on my phone, which just makes the phone just a little bit less beautiful when you're using it. Turning off animations, turning on grayscale makes the phone just a little bit less vibrant. It's just things don't pop as much, and some things are going to look a little weird, and you're not going to want to look at Instagram or Snapchat if everything's in black and white. So you're just going to use it a little bit less often, and you can easily toggle that on or off just using a triple tap. Using things such as the iPhone countdown timer thing in the clock app, that way if you say you just need 30 minutes to use your phone and that's like your limit for the day, you turn that on, in 30 minutes it'll lock your phone and just kind of like slap you in the face and say you're done, and that's kind of helpful. Of course, you can also customize your home screen, which I did. So I took off all the apps that I frequently want to use, and I just took them off my home screen. So that way my home screen is only just apps that I'm not going to be tempted to use irresponsibly. But you can also use screen time, put on some restrictions. You can still get past that pretty easily, but there's at least a little bit of a reminder for you. And then you can also make a wallpaper that says something along the lines of, why are you trying to unlock your phone? What do you need to do right now? Like, get a grip on your life and go back to work and quit procrastinating. But here's the thing. I've ultimately realized that if I want to improve my relationship with technology, it's not about hardware or software. It's about habits. As Aristotle would say, it's about becoming more virtuous with, well, my technology. So Instagram.com and Twitter.com definitely do help in this process, but it's about a new relationship and learning a new relationship with technology. Let me know do you think you use your phone too much? Do you have any tips for me or for anyone else to using the phone less or more responsibly? And then do you use Morning Brew? Because you should. Go check out Morning Brew with the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching and Morning Brew for sponsoring, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.